Seven Wonders of the World, humanity's greatest creations, the Great Wall of China, across mountains, deserts, valleys, and time itself, stretches the longest structure ever built by human hands, a dragon of stone guarding the soul of China. This is the story of the Great Wall, more than 2,300 years ago. China's northern borders were under constant threat from invading armies. In response, multiple dynasties began constructing walls, which over centuries merged into the colossal structure we see today. The wall was not just defense. It was communication, control, and civilization's shield. Construction and human costs built by soldiers, farmers, prisoners, and craftsmen, using stone, earth, bricks, and human sacrifice. Millions labored under brutal conditions. Thousands died. Legends say their bones are buried within the wall itself. Every stone carries a story of endurance. Engineering genius watchtowers every few hundred meters. Signal fires visible for miles. Fortresses controlling entire valleys. The Great Wall was the most advanced military system of the ancient world. Battles and empire for centuries, the wall decided the fate of emperors. It repelled invasions. It witnessed betrayals. It shaped Chinese identity. To cross the wall meant to challenge an empire. The wall today, over 21,000 kilometers long, one of Earth's greatest cultural treasures. A symbol of unity, power, and perseverance. The Great Wall does not merely divide land. It unites a civilization across time. Before the Great Wall, China was not yet China. What we now call the Middle Kingdom was a patchwork of warring states, Qin, Zhao, Wei, Yan each, fighting for survival in a merciless world. To the north stretched the endless steppe, home to mounted nomads like the Xiongnu. These were warriors born on horseback, masters of the bow, moving with a speed no army of farmers could ever hope to match. From this northern horizon came relentless raids. Villages set ablaze, harvests stolen, and families slaughtered. The frontier was a bleeding wound, and no emperor could sleep peacefully. Long before a single great wall, there were many walls. Between 650 BC and 221 BCE, each kingdom raised its own defensive barriers. They weren't fighting each other with these walls, but the horsemen from the north. These early structures were made of rammed earth layers of soil, gravel, and reeds pounded together until they became harder than stone. Then in 221 BCE, everything changed. A man named Yingzheng conquered all his rivals. He crowned himself Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. He forged one empire, one law, one language, and one destiny, and with that came one unified frontier. Qin Shi Huang ordered the scattered regional walls to be connected. This wasn't for glory. It was for survival. The Xiongnu Confederation was growing stronger, uniting under fierce warlords like Ngodu Chanyu, whose cavalry could strike 1,000 kilometers from home and vanish before any pursuit could even begin. The emperor's command was simple: join the walls. Seal the north. Over 300,000 soldiers and 500,000 laborers convicts, peasants, and prisoners of war were driven to the northern frontier. They toiled in brutal cold and blistering desert heat, facing winds that could strip flesh from bone. They had no iron tools, no modern machines, only baskets, ropes, and their own bodies. The wall advanced 5 to 10 kilometers each month under these impossible conditions. Death was a constant companion. Chinese chronicles estimate that over 1 million workers died during the Qin construction. This is why the wall is known as the longest cemetery on Earth. When the Qin Dynasty collapsed, the wall already stretched for thousands of kilometers, but the threat from the north had not ended. The Han Dynasty inherited this endless frontier war. Emperor Wu of Han launched massive campaigns against the Xiongnu, pushing China's influence deep into Central Asia. To protect the newborn Silk Road, the wall was expanded westward. For the first time, it became more than just a defense. It was a tool for controlling global trade. Silk, jade, spices, gold, and ideas all flowed through its gates, guarded by soldiers who spent their entire lives on its ramparts. At its peak, the Han walls stretched from the Liaodong Peninsula in the east to Lop Nor in the west, a staggering 10,000 kilometers. Imagine the world from a watchtower. The wind howls across the grasslands. Snow buries the mountains. Summer turns the desert into a furnace. A soldier's ration was simple: millet, dried meat, and if he was lucky, a little wine. His life depended on his bow, arrows, and spear. Letters from home might arrive only every 3 months. Entire families lived in frontier towns built in the walls' shadow women, children, merchants, and blacksmiths, creating a civilization on the edge of the world. Their communication system was genius. A single signal fire meant 100 enemies were approaching. The most famous part of the wall, the stone structure that tourists walk on today, was built by the Ming Dynasty. After expelling the Mongols from China, the Ming emperors understood a hard truth: the north would rise again. They rebuilt the wall using bricks, granite, and a special mortar mixed with sticky rice, a chemical marvel that made the Ming walls stronger than modern concrete. Over 1 million workers labored for 200 years to create this final masterpiece. The main Ming Wall alone runs for over 6,200 kilometers. But the entire Great Wall system, including all its branches and natural barriers, stretches for an incredible 21,196 kilometers, a distance confirmed by a 2012 survey. So the Great Wall is not just a wall. It is fear turned into stone. It is survival made visible across mountains and deserts. It is the story of an empire written across the land. Each brick holds a life, each tower holds a story, and each horizon holds a war that, for centuries, never truly ended. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more journeys into history.